Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of the CD Sport Podcast with me, Kerry Davis. Joining us today, all the way down from the southeast of France, Mr. Luke Price. How are you, Luke?
Not too bad, thanks, Kerr. How's things?
Not too bad, mate. Long time no speak. Appreciate you coming on.
No problem. I'm glad to be here and help out if I can.
Yeah, brilliant. Bye. I didn't even give you a proper intro, and I just said live from the south of France. But like you say, local boy, former Ospreys, and now he's playing his trade out in, you might laugh at me if I say this. So, Valence Romans rugby.
Yes, good French.
That's right. There we are. Valence Romans rugby. And they are, like I said, down the south of France, playing in the French Div 2 league. So they were in Div 1, weren't they? But they've just gone down this year.
Yeah, so they're in a league called La Nationale. So you've got the top 14, which is your Toulon and everything like that. You've got Pro D2, which is Pro D2. So you've got the teams below that, which Bayonne and stuff like that are just in. And we're in a new league called La Nationale, which is basically all the pro clubs below Pro D2 that want to and can go up to Pro D2. So it's essentially the third division in France, but third pro league in France then, and it's called La Nationale, which is it's a new league. It's only started 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So before, when they had so below that is Federal 1.
Yeah.
And but in Federal 1 they had some were semi-pro, some were pro, and it wasn't quite. I don't think it was fully competitive for everyone. So they said, right, anyone who's got ambition to go up and is fully pro can enter the National League, and that's what we're in now. But yeah, they were relegated last year from Pro D2, and now we're setting off in the National, trying to get back to Pro D2.
Brilliant. And we were speaking a bit before, undefeated so far. I know you've had friendlies and stuff, but your first league game was Friday night in Nice.
Yeah. So we travelled down to Nice Thursday, played Friday. We managed to beat Nice. I think it was 20 points to 13. It was a really good start for us. Nice are probably one of the favourites. They were unlucky not to go up last year. So to beat them on away, especially, was probably we couldn't have asked for a better start, really.
Yeah.
So there's another fellow Welshman down there. Dorian Jones is playing for their side, so it was good to catch up with him after the game and stuff. But yeah, what a nice town Nice is. We had a walk around and stuff before the game. Absolutely stunning down there.
Beautiful Nice is. I was there a few years ago actually, and one of my favourite places actually on all of Europe. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was real nice.
You should have gone over to Monte Carlo when you were over there, down there.
Yes, wish we'd had a bit more time, but we arrived late on Thursday, so we just went for a walk then Friday before the game. But it'd be nice to have more time, but things happen, and we had a bit of a bus journey back after the game. So, like you say, but yeah, hell of a nice place.
You say you're going down for business, Luke, and you not for pleasure, then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, we'll get into it a bit though. Like, obviously, you're the background. You're a local boy, like from Estragan, but you played all your rugby in Abercrave, and then you broke into the Ospreys quite young, didn't you? You were like from 16, well, all the way through the juniors. You were in the Ospreys and stuff, for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I probably took the conventional route. Probably I got picked up for the Ospreys 16s at 16. At the end of that season, got fortunate to be picked for Wales 16s. Then I was invited to the Ospreys Academy. So I was there for 2 years. Played Wales 18s, Wales 20s. And just integrated that way then, and just took the natural sort of pathway through towards the Ospreys, really.
Yeah. So being in that like setup and stuff, like, for, well, say 16s until, how old are you now? 25, one, yeah.
25, yeah.
9 years in the Ospreys, and then making the move to, like, well, a brand new country, really. How did you find that? Was it hard?
It's funny. We probably, me and Ria probably sat down Christmas time and stuff, and I'd had hip surgery last summer. So in the Ospreys, obviously, we had a new coaching staff and things like that, and I was going to be out for 6 months because of my hip surgery. So I knew it was going to be difficult to get back into the team with the Ospreys, obviously, because the coaches weren't going to see me. When they did see me, it was going to be full season. So we sort of, me and Ria sat down probably Christmas time and just chatted a few things through, and spoke to my agent and stuff, and we just got this feeling that if we didn't try something or look to try something this year, with the stage we are in our life and things, we probably were never going to.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably after Christmas, I sat down and spoke with Toby and things, and I asked him what his plans were, and basically, you know, he said whatever his plans were and things. But in Welsh rugby, funding is always a massive issue. So you don't, you know, coaches don't really know, and they didn't know Christmas time and things like that. And so yeah, I started looking for other opportunities, and probably France was somewhere that I wanted to come. I've always wanted to play here, so we started looking at that. And again, Osprey started turning a bit of a corner and started to play well, and I couldn't really get in the side and things like that. And probably, well, unfortunately, Myla got injured sort of March time, I think it was. So I came in for a couple of games, started to play really well, and you know, started to talk to the Ospreys then a little bit more about next year and things. And in the back of my head, it was, you know, when you haven't got anything concrete, you've still got to look around. And so I carried on. So I was still looking around and things, and probably a couple of weeks before the season ended, I spoke to Toby, and he just said, you know, like he said, you know, there's not going to be anything new for you next year. What's your plans? Blah blah blah. And I chatted with him and spoke to him and said, you know, basically this and what we were saying. And I spoke with Brock James as well throughout the season. He was helping me in bits of information and things like that throughout the season. And then about a week later, I had a phone call from Valence, and it was, you know, I spoke to the head coach. He had a vision of where the club wanted to go. He had a vision of they're a new club. They've only just merged a couple of years ago between Valence and Roman. So he had a vision of where the club wants to go. The club has a vision. He said, you know, research the club, obviously all in English. He speaks English. Otherwise it'd be pretty difficult. Yeah. You know, and he said, you know, this is what it is, and you know, we'd love to have you to come over, and this is what the challenge is going to be. You know, and he sort of sold it on me. It's totally different challenge to what it was before. You know, we're not trying to get in Champions Cup or stay in the Champions Cup. You know, it's not about that. It's about being part of you know, a young club that wants to make a name for itself now and get somewhere and get to the top half of Pro D2 in the next few years, as opposed to, you know, an Ospreys club who's trying to get back to you know, the heights that they've been before. So it's a totally different challenge for me, and it was one that quite excited me, to be honest. And then you look at when I moved here, I was probably a little bit naive, totally. And I'll be open and say I was totally naive when I moved over here. I knew the language was going to be a barrier. I didn't know how much the language was going to be a barrier.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, the position that I'm playing, the boys are around me and things. I thought it would have been a little bit easier than it is. Quickly realised that it wasn't. My first day, I travelled in and I was staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
So I've gone in to have some lunch, and I'd been learning a bit of French back home, and so I've sat down on the table now, and this menu's come out, and I've just gone, fuck, I can't read it. I didn't know what was on this menu, and so the only thing that I could read was steak and chips. So I thought I was like flustered now, just come off a plane. I thought this is gonna have to be steak and chips. So I went to order in French. So I went to order in French. I said, "Je voudrais les." So that's like I like, and so I'm pointing at the menu at the same time. So I'm like this, trying to read it and answer the woman.
Yeah.
And she just turned around and she goes, "You want the steak and chips? Yeah." I was like, yeah, I'll take steak and chips, yeah. Yeah. So from that point on, I knew it's going to be a little bit more difficult than I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was my first encounter of French culture.
At least you try, like you said, at least you try to, speak French to them straight away, We quite like arrogant in the sense of, if like a French person came to Wales or England and they started speaking French to us, we'd be like, oh, you're in our country now, you speak English, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
over there, they will, well, I'd like to think they'd help you out of it,
Yeah, it's the same though, there's a big culture here of you're in France, speak French.
Right. Yeah.
And especially in the rugby circle as well, is they really want you to learn French, and it's and I quite respect that as well. Like like you're coming into, like you said, you're coming into their country and things. But it's nice when you get players and you see people who've got a bit of an understanding, because like I can't speak French. I've only been here a month,
Yeah.
And some players will appreciate that, and as long as you try every morning and you do make an effort, they do really appreciate it. Like,
yeah, definitely. How is like the learn, like what are you doing to like learn French? Obviously you're around it every day and stuff, but like you say in the mornings, like are you on like an app? You got headphones in, just trying to slowly drip feed it into you, or?
Yeah. So I'm on. So I've got a couple of apps that I listen to exactly the same. There's you listen to it on your headphones for an hour or so a day. Then you listen to. Then there's a couple of write-in and ones on the app as well. But the thing that's hard at the minute is when you learn on an app, it's about visiting France and ordering in a restaurant and ordering in a cafe and stuff like that. But the French that I need right now is being able to talk to my scrum half, being able to say, boys, we need to play in this area. We need to do this. It's the rugby lingo.
Yeah.
So although yes, my French around the town is coming on and this app is really helping, I can't. It's hard. You can't learn off an app the rugby situation, and until it comes to a situation where you don't know what to say, you ask someone, then you've got to write it down of what it is. That's the only way you learn the rugby lingo. And Brock James told me that, to be fair. He gave me a lot of advice. He's played in France, and he said you get out there, he said, and he was saying the same. You won't learn the rugby chat if you just learn, around the town, and that's what he said. He said you go in, you write down all the things you need in training, words, said, and you translate them in French. And he said every session you get, you want to say something in English. He said, remember it after the session, write it down, go home and translate it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And you know, it is difficult. In the game, it's okay, but the things that are difficult are when you have a stop in play and you want to put your opinion across, and that's pretty that's the most challenging thing that I find on the pitch. The faster I can learn, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, that's a read. Like you said, I never even thought of it like that. Like you said, learning on an app would be, can I have a beer? Can I have a coffee?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You that's like, you don't need that, do you? Like you say, you need it for the rugby side of it. But no, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, go on.
No,
I was going to just ask, like, is there obviously anyone in the setup who's, you know, like, how many? It's not all French in your team, is there? There's a lot of like other foreigners and English speakers as well.
So there's a load of foreign players here. I'd say 95% of them are fluent in French.
Oh wow! Yeah.
There's one more fluent, as in, you know, they get by really well. They speak in meetings. You know, really well, which is great. It's just, you know, it's not really their job to come to me and translate everything. You know what I mean? So when I need something translated, I'll ask them, or the coach speaks full English. But you know, I don't want to be. I've got to learn as well, and I can't lean on them to, you know, constantly to be translating and holding my hand as well. You know, I've got to. They've had to do the same. I've got to go and learn and be prepared to learn as well. You know.
And that's awesome. Like you said, but you know, however long you stay out there for. Can you speak Welsh? No. Yeah. But like, imagine now you're there, however long you're there, and like you come back here, and you know you fucking fluent French. Have you seen that famous video of Johnny Wilkinson in Toulon doing a big team talk on YouTube?
Yeah. Of course,
gets my hair standing up. You know, he's just firing everyone up, and all in like I think it was perfect French. I wouldn't know, but yeah, it's cool, especially learning another language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of the foreign boys out here, you know, some of them have only been here, you know, 2 or 3 years, and you know, like, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough French to say how fluent they are, but you know, they get by with everything that I've seen out in town, on the pitch, speaking in meetings. You know, some of them have been here as short as 2 years. There's a South African boy here who's he's been here since January.
Yeah.
And you know, he can more or less, his speaking probably isn't fluent, but you know, he can more or less understand anything you ask him what a coach said, and he can reel it off. Yeah. Off to you, like, you know, and he's only been here 6 months, so I think the more effort you put in, you know, the same with anything, the faster it's going to come, you know.
Faster it's going to come, yeah. Awesome. No, looking forward to see how your French comes on and the time gets on. So obviously the rugby, I know, like you played top of the food chain with the Ospreys. You played in the Champions Cup, and you played at against the best players in the world and stuff. How was the rugby over there? You know, how was the level?
It's pretty. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's like you said. It's not Champions Cup. Yeah. It's not the it's not high end pro rugby. But what you've got is you've got seriously good players playing here. Like I think we've got must be 5-6 internationals or ex-internationals playing in our team. You know, so you put them in any side, and it's going to be a good side. Like you know what I mean. But it's a lot. The game itself is a lot looser out here in terms of, like, we watched even the top 14 yesterday. You know, like, people they just get their hands free in contact. You know, and they offload when they feel they want to offload, and if it doesn't come off, they just go, well, we'll go again. And you know, like the ones that do come off either lead to a try or you know, they lead to line breaks and things, and you know, it's quite impressive when you see that, you know, not everyone comes off, but you know, there's no one, you know, they try something and there's no one screaming at the player, you know, what are you doing? Just look after the ball or whatever. Or they might be in French, I don't know, but you know, they you know, and the next time they try it again, you know. So the game is a lot looser in that respect, and you know, sometimes there's probably more errors, but you know, it leads to a better game to play and to watch at times, you know.
To be, yeah, exactly, better to play, and you don't feel, I don't want to say robot, but you don't feel so like structured, you know what I mean? Maybe like,
yeah, it's not as rigid.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't know. I don't know whether it's because you're not playing at the same standard, or whether I think it is just the rugby in France anyway, because they've got unbelievable athletes everywhere. But yeah, you're not as rigid. But you know, there's like you said, it's hard. It's hard to say what the standard is, but I just know that our team, you know, is packed with seriously good players, like you know, and put those players in any side, and you know, it's a pretty decent side, like.
Yeah, and for you to say that, you know, who's played with the best players and stuff, it's I believe you 100%. And it's a similar story to, obviously, you do know him, Joe Thomas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he's I did run with him, and he's out in America. And he said, like, very well, pretty much same as you, you know. They got a couple of international Canadians and Americans in the team, and like you said, it's just more, they're not afraid to, you know, throw the offload, or you know, they just play more freedom in the game. But obviously it's not the level of playing for the Ospreys and stuff, but like you said, be awesome to be playing in that, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, and different as well, like. And as for like the training side, I read on, like, when you spoke to Wales Online, you had a shock within, like, say you train twice a day, is it? And then the middle of the day, you can't get over how chilled it is it? In between sessions and stuff?
So back home, our typical training day would be, you'd come in for probably 8-9 o'clock. You'd start 9:30. You'd do gym and probably you know, either fitness, skills, or backs and forwards would split, something like that, till about 12 o'clock, and then you'd have a bit of a break, maybe 45 minutes, get whatever, and then you'd have a meeting 1:30, and everyone chills out in the team room, and you train, and then you go home.
Yeah.
Over here, it's the same, but come 12 o'clock, everyone showered, changed, in their cars, they're all home. You're home for lunch. There's, you know, a big break, and then you come back at maybe 3 o'clock for a meeting. But at the start, I just found it really, really hard to get going again.
Yeah.
You know, because I was used to, when you were home, so you change in clothes like this, and come home, and then it was like, once you were home, back home, you were home for the day, you know, and then you're home, you have, or in France, you have come back to your house, you have lunch, you might learn a bit of French or watch the TV, and then you got, right, I gotta go back in 20 minutes now, and I found it difficult to, like, warm up and things. I know it sounds stupid, but
no, it makes sense.
You know, you'd warmed up in the for the morning session, and then you'd come home, you'd had this big break for lunch, and then now all of a sudden, like, you got to go again. Like, how much do you need to warm up, and you know, different things. I guess, you know, you're doing pretty intense fitness in the afternoon. Yeah. Like, how much did you need to do to get going? You know, so that was probably the thing that I found difficult the first couple of weeks, was actually get going again in the afternoon.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's better or worse? Or
I know I've only been here a short time, but I'm pretty used to it now.
Yeah.
So
Already. Yeah.
you know, like having long sessions throughout the day, is pretty. You know, I think is pretty tough now. We do have we have a Tuesday, which is or a Thursday, which is pretty difficult. We go because we only want to train in the morning. We do like units and gym. Then we have like a 20-minute break, and then we do team rugby as well, which would be pretty similar to back home. But that's a real tough session out there. You know, you're on your feet for a long time. So you know, I think it is good. I think it is good. Just the only thing that you miss out is you know, like back home when you've only got an hour or 40 minutes, everyone chats in the team room and things, and you get to know people and stuff. And you know, perhaps you do miss that a little bit, but they put a massive emphasis on team bonding and things out here as well. Yeah. Every Friday pre-season, we would after training, we'd all do something as a team. You know, a bit of team bonding and things like that. So that side of it is very good out here, I think. Yeah,
brilliant. That's a massive part in all team sports, I think. Well, it should be if teams aren't doing it, because you say the closer you are to your colleagues, you kind of just bond, like you say, you bond on the field better. You've got each other's back more and all that jazz. You know what I mean? But no, that's quite interesting. That is, yeah. Like you say, coming home and you can say you can have a nap. You can say you can do whatever. Learn a bit of French.
Yeah, a lot of boys are napping out here and stuff. You know,
especially the heat at the minute out there, isn't it? We were talking briefly before. It's like 30 degrees, is it? 33.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've seen that photo I put on Instagram after the game. But you've got 6 packs looking golden, and then you just got me with a beetroot face, you know. Yeah, it's yeah. They say from what they say it's been one of the worst summers ever out here. But you know, since I've arrived, you know, we've been in the 30s almost every day.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've had about 2 days of rain since I've been here. We played against Chambéry at home a couple of weeks ago in a pre-season game, and it must have been 35 degrees when we played. It was probably the warmest that I've ever played. Before the game, I had to. It was so warm when we were warming up that I took a flannel, put it in the bucket of water and ice, which everyone's keeping their bottles on, and every breaker's just putting it over my head to try and cool down, like, you know.
Yeah.
It was so warm. Ball was greasy then, and you know, this was at, I think we kicked off about 7:30 in the night.
Bloody hell! So only an afternoon.
No, you know, it was absolutely roasting hot.
Do they have 20-minute break? Was it, you know, not 2 halves? So they have more breaks with that heat?
Yeah, we did that day. Yeah. We had so they had water breaks after 20 minutes. We didn't against Nice on Friday in the league, but that was only, you know, we probably played at about 23, 24 degrees.
Yeah, right.
I think it's going to get, I think from now on, it's going to get, it gets pretty cold here because we're close to Grenoble and the Alps and stuff. I think it does get down to single figures.
Oh, wow. Not quite as cold as the valleys, but pretty cold?
No, I don't think so. Less rain, I think, out here.
Yeah.
But yes, it's the wind, it's the wind apparently. There's a real cold wind here. So I think from now on it's going to get a lot cooler, but you know, it's got to be mid high 20s again today.
Yeah, right. Obviously today is Sunday, so recovery today, chill out.
Yeah, so we played Friday. So we bussed straight back from Nice, so that was about 4 or 5 hours on the bus. So slept in a bit yesterday. Yeah. Recover today. And we're playing on Sunday next week, so we'll probably train. I think we're training Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday off Friday, team run Saturday, and our first home game next Sunday in Valence.
Awesome. And as for like you've got crowds and stuff now, Luke, in the stands?
Yeah. I'm not too sure what the score is. I don't know whether they're what do you call it, like managing numbers or whether it's full crowds. I'm not too sure, but you know, there was a fair few in Nice. You know, the stand was pretty full against Nice, and when we played Chambéry at home, you know, there was a fair few in the crowd there that day.
Nice.
But it's good out here because from what I've experienced, the Friday night games, it's so like it's so warm and things out here that, you know, you come to the game and then there's an outside bar and everyone's drinking on the side of the pitch after the game, and there's, you know, there's a bit of food on and everything. So it's not light, but it's still, you know, 20 odd degrees. So the actual experience of the game is, you know, it's a lot better because of the weather here, you know, and then you go and have a bit of food, and all the, you know, the supporters there, and you talk to the supporters, and the players' wives and girlfriends are there, and it's a lot more like it's a lot closer with the spectators than it seems back home. And I just think so far that's the weather, you know.
Yeah, they're all out there. It's like a perfect summer night, really, isn't it? Like watch a game of rugby, it's still 20 degrees and just a couple of cold ones, you know. Exactly, with you boys. Do you get like, is the town where Valence is? What's the name of the actual town you're in?
So I'm in Romans, which is a small sort of town outside of Valence. Right. And then you've got a bigger town then, Valence, which is I'm not sure if it is a city, but it's more like the city. Right. Where we are, so that's a lot bigger, but you know, Ramon has got more or less everything, and I'm right next to training and stuff, so it's ideal for me. Do you get noticed in town by, like, is it a big rugby town? Do people like, Luke from Ospreys or Luke? No, you know? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's funny, they don't. The spectators and the general public, from the sense I get, is they don't know much rugby outside of France. Right. Okay. So there's one player, he lives by me. He's played top 14 and you know, he's won the top 14 and he's been a real big player. So yes, so today they've got like a car boot sale on the street. They're having like a street sale. So they've closed the street right where I'm living, right outside actually. So yesterday they were all setting up. So he said, "Oh, come on, let's go and meet the locals," because they were all there having a drink and some pizza and setting everything up. Yeah. So we went out and had a drink and stuff, and like all you know, there was kids there and stuff, and every parent was saying, Jody, top 14. So you could hear them saying he's played top 14 and stuff, you know. Yeah. But outside of that, you know, when I came here, you know, nobody knew who I'd played for. Like, even the players hadn't known who I'd played for and stuff. And you know, things like that. And they talk about other players and they say, he's played top 14, or you know, he's played Pro D2 and you know, this, that, and the other. So I think it is a massive thing about. It's obviously it's their rugby, isn't it? And and they love it, you know. But our town isn't massively. It's not a massive rugby town. Right. There's a lot of supporters, but you know, it's not a massive rugby town like some of the others, I don't think. Yeah, because France it's a kind of weird one, isn't it? Like, obviously they're mad for football as well, aren't they? But obviously the
the top 14 has a good following, as you were saying there. So it's yeah, it's pretty interesting. That is it. I think it's, what is it? Do they say the south of France is more rugby, or is it more north of France?
I'm not too sure. I think it's like the individual towns.
Oh, they just have, yeah, right.
Yeah, because I know Biarritz and like Bayonne, they are like rugby mad.
Yeah.
Clermont is like rugby mad. But I'm not. I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know like Marseille and stuff. They are more football.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm not too sure if it's areas or whether it's just the towns, you know.
Yeah. Because obviously Grenoble's not far from you, and they've got they're a good team, aren't they? Are they still in the top 14? Pretty sure they are, aren't they?
No, they Pro de Deux, they are.
Grenoble are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were still in the mix.
They got huge support over there. You know, I think they get 8,000-10,000 every week to watch them. I know that's huge. Like the regions back home can't get that, and you know the support out here. They're in the second division.
Yeah.
You know, and they're picking up that sort of numbers, like, you know.
And again, those, yeah. And when you flew into where you are now, what's the closest? Bordeaux, Grenoble?
No, so
Lyon.
Lyon is the closest airport.
Yeah.
Grenoble opens over like the winter months because people fly in to go skiing. So that'll be probably half hour closer.
Right.
But I flew into Marseille, which is about 2 hours south, or just under 2 hours south.
Right.
So I flew in there and came up the motorway to where I am.
It's like France is like, it's quite deceiving, isn't it? I know, look at the map behind me, you can't see, so small there, but it's quite a big country, isn't it? You know, like what would be do you know what like your furthest trip would be for the season?
I'm not really sure, but you know, like 8-10 hour bus journeys aren't, you know, they're not out of the normal here.
Yeah, right.
You know when so we're a little bit higher, but when the teams down south go up towards Paris, well, we are I think we were about 4 hours from Nice, maybe 4.5 hours from Nice. And we're about 5 hours now from Paris on a bus.
Right. Yeah.
So if Nice got to go to Paris, somewhere around Paris, you know, they'd be 8-10 hours.
10 hours, yeah.
Easy, you know. And I think there's a couple of teams who could be north of Paris again, you know. So they're not out of the question, you know, 5, 6, 10 hour bus journeys really.
Yeah, but no, like obviously with the Ospreys, you'd be flying to Ireland, wouldn't you? Probably fly to Scotland, is it?
Yeah, we'd fly everywhere unless it was
England,
unless you
Wales,
and you know.
Yeah. So I know your first meal was steak and chips. Have you dabbled in any other French delicacy over there? They're pretty known for the grub, aren't they?
Yeah. The cuisine is real good here. They've got in the area. They've got like their specialty is what they call ravioli. So it's like it's ravioli, but it's French style, and it's you know, it's well, I don't really know. It's ravioli, but they are sort of their signature dish.
Yeah.
So you know that and salads and stuff like that. But the way they flavor the food out here is totally different. You're not going to get a chicken wrap, just dry chicken and wrap out here. You know? It's flavored with everything, which is pretty nice, really. But you go to all the restaurants, they're probably more expensive than back home. But you know, you won't get. I haven't found yet like a cheap restaurant to eat in. You go to a restaurant and you eat quality food, you know. Yeah. Which is great, really.
Yeah, it's when the times I've been to France, it's always like over here, like you said, we'd have like a big mixed grill or something like that, wouldn't we? And just tuck in the over there, like you said, it's small, but it's really tasty, you know.
Yeah.
I love do you like coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, this even the coffee, like a cappuccino would be like that, wouldn't it? Really? It's in a small cup, but we tend to have the, cappuccino grand or tall,
Yeah, so you get all coffees out there, which takes some getting used to. It is black.
Oh yeah, right.
And
yeah.
you go and order a cappuccino, and you can just see them going tourist. You can just tell, because everyone else has got, like you said, espresso or a little black coffee, and there you are, pale skin, drinking a big massive cappuccino, like
vanilla.
Your mind away.
Yeah, vanilla latte, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say, they take so long as well. It's only a bit of coffee, but that's when I was over there anyway, and I noticed what they like over there. But no, that's awesome. But I say, have you got, like, are you allowed to say how long you're over there for, or you're not?
Yeah, so I'm over here for a year.
Yeah.
So I've got I'm over here for a year, and obviously we've got a big job to do to get back into Pro D2, and hopefully I can help the team as much as I can to get back into Pro D2, and after that, I think I'm gonna see what happens. I've got a +1 on my contract.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm still hugely ambitious as a player, and it's quite funny how things happen. Like, the opportunity came, and I'll be deadly honest. When I first heard of it, I was I'm in an hour and didn't really know, and then I spoke to the coach, and I sort of had he had a vision for what he wanted from me, and it was something that really excites me. That it wasn't just a team that we're playing in National or Division 2, so come over, we want you to play, and wherever. It wasn't just. It was actually, these are the steps that we're going to take. This is where the club wants to go. This is the history of the club. This is why we want you. We want you for this. This is what you're going to bring to us. There was a real clear plan, and being quite philosophical about it. I hope the club achieves what they want to achieve in the next couple of years, which is being top 6 of Pro D2.
Yeah.
And wherever the club goes after that, if it kicks on, then you were part of it. You were part of that journey for where the club goes. And no one can ever take that away from you. And it's something that really really excited me to come over, and things happen, and different sort of different opportunities fall on your lap, and and this is one that I just really wanted to take.
Awesome. Yeah. And like, even all the players, like a lot of players who go to France, I noticed they always do tend to, like, you go back to Wales or whatever you want to do in time, but they always tend to go back a better player, you know what I mean? Just going away from, like, what's not called Pro 14 now, what's it called? United Rugby, is it?
Yeah, United Championship, I think.
So it's nice as well to get out of that for a little better than, just like you said, experience something a bit different,
Yeah. Well, of course, like you got, like you said earlier, like I've been in the Ospreys since I was 17 in the academy. Then I've always drove 20 minutes to Llandarcy. I've had a couple of different coaches, but it's always been the same gym, the same pitch. The same sort of way of playing. The club works, and like not that you get comfortable, but that's sort of the only way. So now you come out here and you've got this perception of how rugby should be played and things like that, and all of a sudden you're in a new country. You can't speak anything. You don't know what they're saying, so you've just got to do it. And I think you grow up as a person a little bit as well.
Yeah.
There's boys to help you, but there's no one here to help. Like, you come home, you're on your own, and that was something that got me excited as well. Is different way of life, different playing, different style, and seeing how I could develop in that for wherever the future holds.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like you say, you're on that's your apartment you're in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
so
is it. Yeah.
was that part of the deal, like having your own place? Because obviously, Ria, your fiance, is coming over now. But normally, I thought they'd be like go and live with 4 other boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, so when you come over, you have a bit of a housing allowance.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
so that's in your contract. So
Oh, there we are.
so yeah, I started staying in a hotel for a bit when I got here, and I wanted to know the area before choosing a place to stay. So to be fair, the club gives you different options of what you want and things, and this came up. The only thing with this apartment is it was unfurnished, so I had to. I was on Facebook Marketplace and stuff trying to get some furniture. Not thinking about what I definitely needed, and not trying to put too much in the house, because when Ria comes over, I know that either things are going to get changed or she's going to want to buy extra furniture. So I just wanted to get the basics in here and leave the decorating and leave everything else for Ria when she came over.
She must be excited to get out there now, is she? Buzzing to get out?
Yeah, I think so. There's
nice.
there's a lot going on at home. We're going to be renting out our house, so she's got a lot of stuff to keep her busy with that, and my parents are helping, and family and stuff, and her parents are, and she's got so she's had a career break in work with the police, but she's got an exam now in September, so once that's done and out of the way, she'll be coming out then after that. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think she is as well. I just hope she likes it.
Yeah, I think she will. Like you said, when you do something new, whatever it is, it's always a bit like, oh, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna stick to that? Especially a new country. It's easy enough, like, as I've been to Australia and stuff. Going there when they speak the language, and the food's kind of all the same, but somewhere like France, or even if you went to Japan, anywhere like that, that'd be like a massive change,
Yeah, of course.
I'd like to get some like try to get Owen to come on, because he had a season out, didn't he? But he's not getting back to me, the bastard. But no, it'd be cool to obviously have had like Joe on talking about living in Houston, and obviously yourself now doing it out in France. So it'd be cool to hear like some Japanese stories as well, and I reckon that'd be pretty mad,
Yeah.
Any boys over there and hook me up with?
I don't, to
Don't
be honest. No, only I know Owen went there last year, but do I know? I don't think I do know anyone playing there.
No, because they tend to have like say France and Japan, and well, America's slowly taken off now, and they're like yeah.
Like I spoke to Joe about it, and he said, the whole perception of what rugby is totally different out there. It's just, he said, it's entertainment, for everyone, proper American style, and everyone. Hanno Dirksen went out there as well.
That's it, yeah.
Told him a bit, and like everyone that I spoke to about America loves it. The lifestyle and things. And
well, have you been over there like holidaying?
Yeah, I went to Florida a couple of years ago.
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, me and Ria went over there. That's stunning. Like,
did you go to like a basketball game or like baseball or anything like that?
No, we didn't. We just we were trying to stick to our child side, and we just went on all the theme parks we did.
Disneyland plans
as many as we could.
No, I don't blame you. Florida is a hectic holiday. Like, there's a lot to do in Florida. But no, I was just going to say briefly, like, obviously I went to a few like basketball games and ice hockey games, but like you said, the sport over there is just a spectacle. Do you know what I mean? There's always something going on. So like when Joe was saying like even the rugby is a spectacle, I can imagine they have like the what's the NFL calling now? Like trailer parks. So everyone's in the car park cooking barbecue, drinking Bud Lights, and big screens on, watching the game on and stuff. But yeah, like you say, each country would have this own unique thing to it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course.
But no, I'll leave you go, Lou. I say we come up to 50 minutes now. I'll leave you go and do some more learning of French, is it? What's the plans today, boy? Just chill, is it? And
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to pop out now and see if I can pick up a bargain in the street sale and say hello to the locals.
yeah.
And then yeah, just gonna chill out and ready to train tomorrow and see what happens next week then.
Awesome. Appreciate you coming on, boy. I really do
No,
that. And one more thing I'll just ask as well. So if people back here want to watch you play, what's the goal? What do you know?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I know,
Luke.
I know. Last Friday, Nice had streamed the game on their Facebook channel.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, I'm not really sure. I'll ask around, and if there's if I can find out a definitive link or something, then I'll send it to you, and you can put it out with the podcast or whatever.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if like you said, people want to see you in action and stuff and playing over there. So awesome stuff, Luke. Bye. And also, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram page as well, the CD Sport Podcast. So spread the word on that one. Spread the love. Thank you, Luke.
No worries. Thanks, Kat. Enjoyed it.
Luke Price, everybody. You.